Hi everyone, another movie review. This time we're continuing our Star Wars reviews with the
original trilogy.
Yeah.
So this time, we'll repeat that. This time we're being really fucking lazy, and instead of doing 3 separate reviews, we're going to combine the 3.
Because we try to do one review per episode, but then we realised that we are quite slow doing it.
Yeah, and the new movie's out like tomorrow.
At midnight right now, and I'm going to see it at midnight, so we kind of want to bang these out as soon as possible. So instead of just doing one review per movie, we combined it 3.
But I think it's fair enough, because I think, when people refer to Star Wars, they're actually really referring to the original trilogy, aren't they? Like,
yeah, and it is probably one of the few, like, not even if you look at all the trilogies, like any trilogy, like Godfather for example, people slag off the third one, etc. But why, like, this is an overall perfect trilogy in my eyes. There's not a trilogy better on it.
Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Lord of the Rings, I think Lord of the Rings is too drawn out, too long and too boring. Parts of it, they make up for it. No, don't get me wrong, I love it as well, but they make up for it in like the battles and stuff. I think the CGI, same as the prequels, hasn't aged that well. I think there's a lot of scenes that kind of drag on. I think how Lord of the Rings ends, Return of the King ends it. There's like 7 different endings, like fucking end. Okay, anyway,
right, back to Star Wars.
This is the what would you call it again? The be all and end all for movies. This movie changed the generation. This trilogy revolutionized how we view movies today. It opened the door for obviously George Lucas to become what he is today, and I redefined special effects as well. And
it done it in a way that it wasn't even like the storytelling wasn't even like, oh my god, it's simple stories.
We said it as well. Yeah, it's always simple stories. It's not right. It's not too complex. Not a lot of twists. A lot of like it goes this way and goes that way. It's literally simple. Good guy and bad guy. That's it.
Yeah, and it was simple. Like some of my criticisms of, especially The Last Jedi, it was kind of lots of it is, this person tells me I need to go here. Let's go here. This person, I'm like, it's really simple storytelling too, but it's like so simple to the point where it's just there's so much plot devices they're using. Like they had what did you call it?
Maz Kanata.
Aye.
Her.
Yeah. See, what the fuck was she doing in that movie? And
she came as like a hologram.
She just sent them to another. I was like, she was just in that to send them there, and it was just so annoying. But whereas I thought like the original trilogy just had it down to a T. Like they didn't overcomplicate anything. It was just the meeting of the original characters of Star Wars. And the good thing about the 3 movies is, like, the new films have tried to create almost like the new characters in Rey, Finn, and Poe Dameron. But when you ever see them 3 together, you never build up a relationship between all 3 of them.
Why we see Luke, Leia, and Han Solo?
They're like a tripod. They're always together. So when they're not there, it's weird.
Yeah.
When Luke's off doing shit, you're like, why are they not together?
Whenever they separate in Empire Strikes Back, they're just trying to drop back to each other almost. The same as in the Return of the Jedi. They're trying to get back. They're trying to save Han Solo because they're a team. While like in the Force Awakens and Last Jedi,
they're not a team. We've no emotional attachment.
There's no like Finn and Poe are barely in the same room as each other.
No,
I mean he's a fucking like.
Have all 3 of them been together
at the end of Last Jedi?
That's what I'm worried about. Rise of Skywalker. Sorry to go on the tangent. I'm worried in case they just assume that we think these 3 people are like magically connected and try to make us care about their relationship because they haven't built that. But anyway, we'll see.
They set the foundations in Force Awakens, but that didn't materialize in The Last Jedi. But what do you... Is it hard to actually put into words how what Star Wars actually is, because we grew up with it. Like we were born, it was already Star Wars. We couldn't.
It was already classic when we were born.
Like I have this conversation with my brother before. Like I can't remember ever not knowing that Darth Vader was his father.
Yeah, no, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, I never. That was never like a surprise to me. So for us, can we put into words like how this movie impacted us, because it was always impacted in our minds before we were even born.
And also we never knew, like I certainly didn't know until I was a bit older, that they just made the first one without knowing they were going to make Empire Strikes Back. I seen it as a trilogy. So whenever when people originally watched Star Wars, they didn't know there was going to be another one. They didn't know what was going to happen.
And you got to give George Lucas that credit before, because even that's why I love Force Awakens. Like not Force Awakens, sorry, New Hope. New Hope is, as a standalone movie, it's probably one of the best movies ever made. Yeah. But I always still think that Empire is a better Star Wars movie, just because it is darker and it's different, so that's my favorite Star Wars movie. But A New Hope is one of the best movies ever made because
Yeah.
it is a standalone movie. You can watch it from start to finish and not have any sort of connection to the other movies and episodes. Well, you can't watch Empire in that the same vein.
Yeah.
You need to watch Empire after watching A New Hope, then watch Return of the Jedi to
Yeah.
get the overall theme of it all. You get me?
Yeah. A New Hope is my favourite Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Like, of all of them, it's kind of...
Safe bet as well.
It is... yeah, it's an amazing film, and I love Empire. Like, it's neck and neck. Like, I mean, it's like picking your favourite kid. You know what I mean? Don't have any kids. But, but yeah, it's they're both amazing movies, but to me, I just always resonated towards New Hope because that's just where it started. That's whenever you first, like, how can you not want to enjoy a movie where you first meet Luke Skywalker, you first meet Darth Vader, and you first meet Obi-Wan, and they're built so well.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like the next one. Empire's a more complex movie. There's more things,
More
happening.
layers and stuff.
More layers, more things
twists.
happening. You're more
of a modern movie, you
Yeah.
would say, like with the twist of like Darth Vader becoming Luke Skywalker's father. Spoiler.
and I'm a sucker for a happy ending for me. So A New Hope has a happy ending.
Yeah,
Whereas
while
Empire
doesn't,
which is great.
Han
Amazing.
Solo basically was like, could have died. We
Yeah.
didn't know. You know what I mean? Darth Vader beat Luke Skywalker, chopped his hand off,
Yeah.
and they're on the run again.
Yeah.
You know,
And
that's where it ends. But I think this review it's not really about like everyone knows how good Star Wars is, and if you're not really a fan of Star Wars,
Fair enough.
you still give it that credibility of
Yeah.
being a great movie. But what I want to talk about really is George Lucas directed the first one. He didn't direct the second or third, but and then he directs the prequels, and what he got right in A New Hope, with the characters and the development and their arcs and their stories. How did he get so wrong with the prequels?
I don't know. I think maybe,
You know, like-
maybe he was just a bit out of touch on.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, just-
that's a good point.
Maybe he was just a bit out of touch on filmmaking.
I think he was too far ahead in terms of like the whole digital world, like in the whole CGI, instead of making that jump progress, making a progress of like bringing in CGI. Because obviously we watch Avengers now, majority of it is CGI, and that's what he was talking about in 1996 when he started making these movies. So he was like 30, 25 years ahead of everyone else. You know what I mean?
But then,
But he was almost too ahead, maybe.
but also as well, like, it's different circumstances. He made the original trilogy without being George Lucas. You know, he wouldn't have been in a room full of yes men because he's a nobody. He's a guy trying to get his film off the ground, so he's
Yeah.
working fucking so hard. And then you go and meet the prequel. You go and make the prequels, and you are suddenly George Lucas, the guy no one's going to say anything. It's George Lucas. He's a genius. He makes everything. So what happens is you get end up in a room full of people who are never going to disagree with you. So he
Yeah.
just does whatever he wants. Like, if he had introduced the Jar Jar Binks in the original trilogy, someone probably would have been like, no,
Yeah.
no, that's
Probably.
not the right tone. But then it got to the stage where he's all powerful and no one's going to tell him no, and that's difficult.
But he was still involved in like Return of the Jedi and stuff, so he was probably still pushing these characters to go a certain way.
Yeah.
So
But he's still, even back then, sort of in the 70s, he wasn't
Still, yeah.
George Lucas till he was, until the dust settled on them and it came around to let's make a new trilogy. He was a fucking billionaire now. You know what I mean? He was like the guy. So I do think that has a role, you know?
that does make sense. But you also look at when you have a movie, especially if you look at Star Wars, for example, it's just a big movie. Even regardless what you say about the prequels, it's still a massive fucking movie, and it made so much fucking money. So there's a lot of moving parts there. But he was like the writer, the producer, the
Yeah.
director, and obviously he's a story creator.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically doing all them things at once.
Yeah.
So you would probably say he did probably cut a lot of corners with the whole CGI, because you look at Revenge of the Sith, the majority of it is actually the CGI. Every
the opening
scene,
scene is like really hard to watch.
yeah, and even that opening scene isn't as bad as the scenes where they're just walking through
Yeah.
the fucking Jedi Temple. I was like, why are you walking through the Jedi Temple? Why does this need to be CGI for?
Yeah.
You have okay, make sure Yoda CGI. Okay, I'll give you that. But Moose Windu and fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, you just need to show these two talking. Just walk through a corridor anywhere.
Yeah.
Just build a set. Was he trying to cut corners?
I don't know, possibly. But I mean,
And that's why I think Force Awakens got it right, because it used CGI. Obviously, CGI has advanced so much since then, but it also used real life props, which the original story does
yeah.
in amazing
And even
ways.
whenever you watch it now, it doesn't look like you watch the original trilogy. It obviously isn't going to look like a modern day film.
Of course.
But I like seeing the puppets. To me, that's
Because it feels real. Because
Yeah.
it is real.
yeah.
That puppet actually is art. Okay, it doesn't look realistic, but it's actually there.
But it looks real in the context of that film.
Yeah, it feels real. You know what I mean? The whole walking in the cantina the first time, you feel like that's an actual place. If you get me, like, and what I love about it as well, it's not like when you see what Star Wars did, and amazingly, when you had sci-fi movies like Star Trek, for example, everything was brand new, everything was very crisp, everything was very shiny. But what George Lucas done for this universe, he set the tone that this is being lived in, this is being used. If we had modern technology, flying cars, yeah, they'd be rough like any other car. There'd be scrapes, there'd be bangs, there'd be scavengers, people trying to steal money off you and all too. There'd be dodgy people. Nothing's all glory and not glory, sorry, perfect and shiny and colourful. It's really dark and lived in, which that feel of Star Wars is.
Force Awakens felt that way. It did.
It did.
So did Last Jedi. It did feel lived in.
Yeah. I mean, but when compared to prequels and all too, it's like fuck me, they're a different movie altogether.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Just to let you know, we've got similar content available on the channel if you want to check it out.
We also do our own podcast called MC Podcasting, where we cover a range of topics from politics, sports and even movies.
We basically just talk a lot of shit.
We argue a lot as well on it there, but all the links are below. We're on all major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and is there any other?
That's the main ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's the main ones.
Just check out the podcast, and if there's any sort of videos you want us to react to, drop us a comment on the YouTube videos, and we'll be sure to check it out.
Or if you want to make fun of us, then go ahead. We don't care.
Be nice.
Be nice.
In fairness, we don't really get that many comments.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me.